Number 7, our recommendation is to eliminate the use of street boxes in the street. They're not particularly reliable. The systems are prone to breakdown. They've been there, again, for quite a long time. It takes a lot of effort to keep them maintained. According to the fire chief, and he can chime in if I'm wrong, very few actual emergencies come in through the fire alarm system. Most emergencies come in by cell phone or by landline in someone's home. Very few by street box, so we're recommending, just in terms of efficiency, that those boxes be removed. In many cities, the boxes are everywhere. Many cities have taken the guts or the operating mechanisms out of the boxes and turned them into public works projects. Boston is talking about using some of their street boxes as Wi-Fi locations for community Wi-Fi. So there's many uses, or take them out. They're valuable. There are people who collect everything, as I think you know. There are people who collect fire alarm boxes. So if the fire alarm boxes were uninstalled, we feel like there'd be some revenue that could be generated by selling those fire alarm boxes, especially the mechanisms that are inside rather than just the box shells themselves. We're recommending that the city, as soon as possible, transition away from radio boxes. So in New Bedford, there's 2 types of boxes. There's the street boxes where you pull the hook and it's connected by a wire to the fire alarm system at the fire department, and there are radio boxes. So for example, in a school or an office building, if they have a fire alarm in that building, that fire alarm sends a signal to a radio box on the wall. That radio box transmits a signal directly to the fire department. They receive that signal and they dispatch resources to that call. It takes a lot of resources to do that. There are private companies in the world that do that type of work, so we're recommending over time. Some people in the community have only recently purchased their radio boxes, and the fire chief said they would not be pleased if they were told that it was going to be obsolete in a year. But we think that at least the city should stop installing radio boxes to transition businesses to a monitoring system. We talked about it in an earlier meeting today. The city can set standards for those monitoring services. So it's not someone a half a world away taking the call that's not qualified to take that call and builds a delay in. The city can license services to do that work, and there are also companies like Underwriters Laboratories that certify those organizations as competent in that work. So we're recommending, again, that the street boxes be done away with. We certainly think that should be done over time. We want to make sure that the citizens of the city know that the boxes are going to be uninstalled. We recommend that there be signs on the boxes say they're no longer operating in case someone tries to use them. But also that maybe through water bill inserts or some other type of communication with the public, that the public know about that. Transition away from radio boxes over time. Number 8 is some revenue recommendations. Fire prevention fees in New Bedford have not been adjusted in years. So if you own a business in New Bedford and you're required to have an inspection, the fire department will come out and do that inspection for you. The fees are quite low, especially compared to surrounding communities. So we're recommending that the city look at those fees and raise them to levels that are acceptable, but are more close to what it actually costs to provide the service. There are also some other opportunities for revenue. The fire department provides services to the regional airport. Many airports will pay for those services out of landing fees. The New Bedford airport is a smaller airport, as you all know. It's not Logan, where millions of people land, so that's not a big pot of money. And also New Bedford provides primary service to an industrial park in the far northwest of the city. That part of that industrial park is actually in Dartmouth. Dartmouth should pay their fair share for covering that area as well, through either in-kind services or giving money to the city, but we think they should be asked to contribute their fair share.